All right, joined now by head coach at Charleston, Pat Kirkland, the Golden Eagles, number 2 in the preseason poll. Coach, let's go ahead and just start out with some opening comments for you about this upcoming season.
Well, first of all, thank you, Adam, for everything that you and Reed are doing and the Mountain East Conference and all the media. It's exciting to actually kick off and start preparing for a full season in 2021. We just got off the practice field. We were held up a little bit this morning by some rain and lightning and battling the elements a little bit, but at least we're still battling and have a chance to. So it's been great to get outside and get this thing rolling. I'm excited about this group. You know, the way we finished up the spring, there was a lot of high points that we took from our spring season. Most importantly, winning the Mountain East South Division and having a chance to play in a conference championship. And, those are your goals, just to put yourself in a position like that. And, to do that, our guys we're excited about it, not really happy with the way it ended. But, moving forward, we did take a lot from that and to learn from it and to be excited about. I think on both sides of the ball, we've got a good group. Probably one of the more experienced group that we have coming back just because of playing that spring season. And, due to COVID, those seniors being able to get an additional year of eligibility. Obviously, due to graduation, we lost some guys that are moving forward with their careers and their professional endeavors. But I've got a really good group of core coming back from that spring, especially on offense, highlighted by our quarterback, who I thought stepped in and did a tremendous job, Guy Myers. I think he's really poised and put himself in a position to be excited about the fall term, especially with the guys around him, Tariq McAllister at tailback. We've got a really experienced offensive line. I think we got 4 of the 5 guys back from the springtime. And Marquise McCoy at wide receiver, I think, did some really good things to be excited about at the X position on offense. So, it's not one of those years where we say, hey, we've got to run the ball, we've got to pass the ball. Our goal offensively is to be 50-50, and we've got a chance to do that and, make defenses prepare for the whole formation and both phases, especially on first and second down. Defensively, we're a little bit different than we've looked the last few years up front. We've always had that dominant defensive line or linemen and like the John Kaminsky's and Kaz Daniels, Kenny Randall. Now it's kind of by committee a little bit. And the strength has, shifted a little bit to that linebacker and secondary room. So we're going to be playing some young bodies up front. I think we've got some talent there, but you try to get them experience, especially when you open up on a Thursday night against, a good Fairmont State team. So we've got a lot to do between now and September 9th. But like I said, it's exciting. It's promising. I love it, to kind of feel refreshed a little bit just to get back out and doing what you love and being with the guys that you appreciate so much. I'm very blessed to have an amazing staff that has done a tremendous job because obviously we've all got hardships we're still dealing with COVID and protocols in place and doing the best we can just to make sure we're prepared for game one.
Rick, go ahead and lead us off.
How excited are you to have Guy Myers back for another year? I mean, he's just a stellar player. You got to be thrilled to have him kind of leading your offense.
Yeah, I think, I'm at heart, I'm a defensive guy. And, a quarterback like Guy Myers presents so many issues for a defense from the standpoint that, one, he has such a strong arm and the ability to throw the football, but he's really dynamic. If something breaks down, he can create things with his feet. And when you have the ability to do that offensively, I think it really, I don't want to say handcuffs the defense, but it makes him prepare for both on each play. Very easily he can tuck it and run for a 3rd and 9. He has worked so hard in the offseason of just putting himself in a position where he's been a student of the game, learning, defenses pre-snap, where his eyes need to be. And I think that's going to help him a lot. One thing about this Mountain East Conference is you see a lot of diversity on the defensive side of the ball. So you've got to have a quarterback that can make you right.
How excited are your players about the prospect of being able to run back out on Laidley Field, on September 9th, in front of a full crowd, and in the fall, especially, and they got a full season to look forward to. I mean, the attitude in the locker room's got to be pretty excited.
Yeah, and I'd say, this isn't cliche. I'm very blessed that we've got a good group. We've got some guys that love to compete, and they love to play on Saturday or Thursday nights. And we're in a position now where you actually walk through the locker room, and I know we're just through practice one right now for the most part, but they're excited. They can't wait to get out there. Enthusiastic. Usually you have practice and then meetings and, maybe some weights, a few hours after that. And I think they're actually looking forward to the next one and the next one, because they know it's one step closer just to get to game day. And it's excited for everybody, coaches and their families included. I mean, you don't realize the getting a little bit closer back to some normalcy. It's a tremendous feeling.
One last thing. I know Coach take a lot of stock in preseason polls or polls of any kind, but you guys are number 2. Just talk about the number 2 ranking before the season.
Yeah, I mean, it's neat to talk about and see, and I'm appreciative. And, it's where you probably would anticipate things falling out right now. I don't know statistically if things have ever ended up the way that we predicted them, but, potential doesn't win any football games, but also is something to get excited about. And I think, our guys have earned the situation they've been put in, which is, you've got a target, besides Notre Dame, we're that next team that will always get our opponent's best in preparation and on game day. So that's pretty neat. I'm encouraged by it, but like I said, it just means we have that much more work to do.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah. Thank you.
Coach, did you ever think you'd live in a world where you didn't know who your opponent was on Tuesday, or your opponent might change on a Tuesday or Wednesday? But I'm going to guess that even just that situation put you through a lot of lessons. Is there anything like that, the adaptability, the flexibility that you say, I'm going to learn from that, or I'm never going to do that again?
No, I think it was a good learning experience. I used to teach, or visit with the coaches and say, during preseason, we install our offense and kicking game and install our defense. And the remainder of the season is just teaching our players somebody else's offense or somebody else's defense and learning how we can, take advantage and put ourselves in a position to be successful. And it really changes your mindset with the standpoint of just saying, hey, we need to get better at what we do. We can't worry about who our opponent is, what their scheme is. We've got to prepare for all, but be diverse enough that we're not predictable, but not have so much in the playbook that we can't execute on game day. And I think our guys really embrace that. It took me a little bit of time as a coach to embrace that and understand that. And now, we've definitely put much more of an emphasis on saying, hey, let's tweak some things a little bit here, but just focus on what we're doing at this time.
UC is one of the rare Division II programs to have players drafted into the NFL in recent years. I mean, it's with John Kaminsky and Michael Strawn. What does that say about the University of Charleston, your program, the Mountain East Conference, NCAA Division II, kind of all of it?
Yeah, I think it's all under the same umbrella. One, the Mountain East Conference, I think is the best conference in Division II football, and it's had some very talented players, coaches, teams go on in the postseason, have tremendous success in the past, and looking forward to the future. With the NCAA and the rules that are in place, and I guess really just the current times, I think every player now has a different path. And we're in a position now where there are some guys that want to be a big fish in a small pond and put themselves in a position early where they want to play sooner than maybe they would at another school. Now, when I recruited, or we recruited as a staff, those players, did we anticipate them being at that level? Kenny Randall is still with with Jacksonville, and thought they might have a shot. But to get drafted was really neat, exciting for me. I felt like a little kid when it happened. And I know how hard those young men have worked in the position they put themselves in. And it was neat to see the whole team celebrate their success and know that they played a role in what they're doing now. It definitely helps from recruiting. That you do have the ability to be at the University of Charleston, compete for a championship, and play at the next level. And that's everybody's ultimate goal. You work too hard in college football not to be at a place where you don't feel like you have a chance to win at a high level. No one likes to lose. It's not, we all work too hard for that. And I'm blessed to be at a place that, puts a lot of stock and pride into their football program, and very fortunate to have some players go on to the next level and have some success.
All right, Coach, we'll get you out on this. Let's take a step back and kind of a high level view. At the end of the day, when the dust settles, what are going to be some keys for the University of Charleston having a successful season this year?
Well, I think first of all, when you break down the phase of the game, I'm excited about our kicker, Tim McCutcheon, who's back, and he's tremendous accuracy. He's got a great leg and just an unbelievable personality that the players love. So I feel good about that. I think offensively, being a balanced attack, not being predictable where we've got to throw the football or just a running team. We've got to make sure we're as close to 50-50 in the run pass as we can. And defensively, we have got to do a better job of playing all four quarters with consistency. I think some of the things that hurt us a little bit last year that we're working on now in camp is, at times we got a little complacent and gave up that home run play, and it hurt us and allowed some teams to get back in the game. So those are some things we know we need to work on. The talent's there. I think we're going to be an exciting team. We've got some tremendous high character, high athletic guys that love to compete and play ball and are ready just to play a full season and get excited about it.
All right. Is there anything else for Coach? Doesn't look like it. All right. Thanks, Coach, for your time. We appreciate it. We'll